Hey, it's Allison Steinberg, your host, and I'm here just to welcome you to Estheticians in Business, the podcast.
Hey guys, welcome to Estheticians in Business, the podcast. I am super excited you're here because we're going to be talking about a topic that I feel like is obvious, but I just don't, maybe not talked about enough, right? So first off, okay, let's be real. When we become solos, sometimes we become solos prematurely. Now, this is me not saying that you should not go solo if you're brand new. I went solo as a brand new esthetician out of school, and I did that purely because I have the business background. I have multiple degrees in this, and it is just like my love. I love business. So I went into becoming a business owner as a solo esthetician with business, already in my back pocket. Like I've already been doing it. I was already currently doing it still. And I know this may sting like a little bit, but being great at aesthetics is truly not enough to build a successful business. And before you get mad at me and you're just like, gross, Allison, I want you to hear me out because I know there are amazing estheticians out there that are having a lot of issues remaining booked, trying to get booked, trying to get any clients in, like they're struggling, right? And that's honestly one of the reasons why I created Estheticians in Business was because at one point, I feel like everybody has to fight for clients. We all have to get there. And you hear all the time about how the economy sucks. People don't want to spend money anymore. And all the things are happening, right? I am a true believer that you are not a victim of your circumstance, but that you are truly somebody who may need to pivot a lot to find clients sometimes when you need to. And there's a lot of different ways to do that. And sometimes it takes a little bit of time to figure out how to get there. And it does break my heart. Like I had a conversation with somebody the other day that was like, I want to quit being a solo because I thought it was going to make me money, but I was making more money doing my sales job. And I told her, well, you are doing a sales job. And she's like, yeah, but it was with like this big company. And I said, well, that big company started somewhere. The difference between you and that big company is that big company has heard no's. And I looked it up since 1994. They have been in business, and you can see where they started with one name and they transitioned into all these other names into the name that we know now. And I'm sharing that because how many times are we ready to quit after a year of something sucking, right? How many times we quit or whatever because we feel like we're not there yet or we're getting too many no's, but in reality, I'm no different than you. I've just probably heard way more no's than you have. I say that with in the intent of I've heard way more no's from asking clients to be my client, right? Asking people to come in and receive services, asking somebody to upgrade, asking somebody to buy retail, asking somebody to rebook. Or I've heard way more no's with business partnerships. I actually just sent out an email yesterday that scared the crap out of me because I was basically asking for my services to be worth more to them and something that I do. And so it scared me. And if they're listening to this, pass through that. But it scared me. But I know that if I don't shoot my shot, right, then I'm not going to get anywhere. So the reality behind all of this, and I'm going to get into the actual like real teaching of the podcast in just a minute. But the best estheticians out there sometimes just need to learn how to do business. Business and knowing how to provide a service are two very different things. And that's, like I said, is the reason I created Estheticians in Business, because I want you to have a place where you can be like, where do I need to learn this? How do I learn this? You go to Estheticians in Business. And if I don't teach it, then someone else in the community does. That's why I bring partners in, all the things. So if you're not in the group, join our Facebook group. The name is Estheticians in Business. I'll link it in the show notes. But anyways, well, I haven't even introduced myself really. I'm Allyson, guys. If you have no idea who I am, hi. I'm your business coach, your marketing expert. I'm that person that's here to help you become a better business owner. And I'm so excited because right now I'm in the process of finishing up my Estheticians in Business membership. I'm going to be doing like a soft launch at the beginning of July, where I am opening the doors up for a certain amount of people to get a founding rate and to kind of figure out how everything's going to go before we do more. And so if you want on that wait list, you want to know what it looks like. Like if you're like, I am a business owner and I want a community, I want support, I want all those things, click on the link in the show notes for the wait list and join the wait list ASAP. It is so more that you get on it because those are the people that are going to get the details. So anyways, let's really talk about kind of where I first started when it comes to being a solo esthetician, right? I was learning a lot. I was obsessed with learning. I was obsessed with improving my skills. I was obsessed with understanding more about business. And I was obsessed with getting better. But none of this brought in clients. I had to actually market still. I had to actually go out and meet people. I had to actually figure out how to get visible. And yes, while I was, and I still believe, the best esthetician in my area, I still had to learn how to market. Although, like I said, I did have a business background. So I did be able to, implement all those things that I learned from my past businesses. And I'd been in skincare, so I knew how to sell skincare. I knew how to do all those things. I knew how to communicate, but I had to really get good at that. And even now, I'm still learning how to continue to get good at marketing, how to talk, all these things. The myth that I want to share with you guys that I do hear, and I do love confidence. I do love it, but sometimes I feel like we need to have put a mirror in front of our face and realize what's going on. When somebody says, if I'm good enough, clients will find me. In a sense, we totally can have that, right? If you're the best and you have one client that comes in and that client just blows up everything and shares everything, if you're being intentional, right? Maybe. But in reality, a lot of people tell me that, okay, what if I get this certification, or what if I take this class, or what if I get a hydrofacial, right? Or my skincare line, you ready? This is a banger. My skincare line is now going to be promoting me through their website if I pay them a certain amount a month, right? Yes, that works sometimes, but that's not enough. Clients are not going to magically appear. Clients don't know how talented you are. Clients don't know what your certifications are. A lot of clients come in and have no idea what a hydrofacial is. They just maybe heard it on TikTok and they're like, oh, this person offers it, and maybe you'll get lucky that way. The thing is, people don't know. That's why visibility is so important, because let's be real. You have to remember this. People cannot book if they don't know you exist. If they don't know you exist, how do they know you exist? So you have to know that sometimes the most talented esthetician in your town, isn't fully booked. But the person who's performing basic services and getting out there and marketing themselves is fully booked, because more people know about them. Audience is currency. So let's realize that there are other ways to get out there than just being talented, than just doing that, just posting stuff on social media. Because once again, if you don't know how to do it, it can be very, very frustrating. I was training a my gosh, I couldn't think of the word, a realtor the other day, actually. It's not my normal thing, but somebody reached out to me and asked me if I could help them. And I was like, yeah. So I was talking to her about her real estate business, and she was really struggling because she doesn't like Instagram. Her and her husband, they just don't like it, and because they're a team, and they don't want to do it. How could I help them? So I told them to figure out the things they do enjoy, right? If you're brand new as a realtor, if you're brand new as an esthetician, what do you enjoy to do? Are you those people who want to go to networking events, want to go to vendor events? Maybe you love community involvement. Maybe you love Facebook groups and you're always on Facebook. Maybe you're those people that love to go and pop into different stores and talk about who you are and offer discounts and offer ways for them to reach out to you. Maybe you love just going to talk to people. There are so many ways, right? If social media / Instagram is not your thing and you don't want to learn how to do it, you don't want to look crazy out there for just a little bit so you can get better at it, then you have to find other ways to get out there. Because telling me that, well, I'm not good at Instagram, that's why I'm not getting clients, is a bunch of poo. There are so many other ways to get clients. Anyways, back to what I was talking about. Visibility is not vanity, okay? I saw a post, like a TikTok, maybe it was a reel, I don't know, but it was like, people looked at you when you were being cringe and they're like, why would you do that? And then you blow up and they're like, how did you do that? Visibility is not vain. Getting out there and talking about your business is what businesses do. Do you know that Walmart has sent me 5 notifications today? And one of them was updating me on my order. But I was thinking about it, actually. One of the reasons I chose to make an order with Walmart today was, one, my daughter ran out of milk and we're in a huge rush. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm just going to try to order the things I need from Walmart. But I had been thinking about it. And when their message populated on my phone, I was like, oh, okay, I need to do that. It was a reminder. And then they continued to send me notifications on things that weren't even relevant to what I was ordering. And that's what I'm trying to tell you guys. Walmart is advertising. It is not vain to Walmart to put themselves out there. View yourself as a business. If you view yourself as just somebody who's just putting themselves out there to like show their fun little facials, then yeah, that's something to maybe be a little like cringy about. But sometimes you really just got to put yourself out there. If people make you feel yucky for being somebody who markets themselves, those people have to go away. And honestly, the point of this podcast clearly was not to just, preach about visibility. It was really to tell you that you can be amazing at aesthetics, but you don't understand business. If you don't understand how to communicate, if you don't understand how to get clients, you are essentially going to take all your skills and just put it in the dirt because you're not able to utilize it or share it with anybody. Now, I'm not telling you to go and get like a marketing degree or a business. I'm not, unless you want to. I am like my school I graduated from, like sent me a text the other day and they were like, continue your education. And I was like, okay. I told my husband, he was like, Allyson, because you guys know I will. I absolutely love to go to school. I weirdly love education. So, like, learning is my thing. So, if you want to do that, do you, boo boo, right? But if you are somebody who just wants to learn business, find places that teach you business. And that's one of the reasons, once again, I also created Estheticians of Business, the membership, because I specifically wanted people that were very serious about wanting to build a business to be in this, to hang out with me weekly during an intentional time for me to like look at their business and to help them on a level that was like specific to this membership, right? So before we get to this next part, I have to share this with you guys. First, it is so good. Okay, y'all, I am so excited for this because if you're a business owner, you already know that you're wearing about 10 hats at any given moment. And one thing I hear from estheticians all the time is that they're working constantly and still feel like they can't get ahead. I mean, there's gaps in their schedules, clients who don't rebook, and you're losing money to processing fees and still spending way too much time in admin instead of actually with your clients. When you're running your own practice, you don't have time to figure out where you're leaving money on the table. And that's why Gloss Genius is literally my only recommendation. It's a business management platform that does the work for you. It fills your calendar, rebooks clients automatically, helps you increase your average ticket without doing more work, and has the lowest flat rate payment processing fee. And all the admin stuff, confirmations, follow ups, forms, and waivers runs on its own while you're with your next client. Gloss Genius grows your revenue, handles the busy work so you can actually focus on your clients. If you're ready to simplify your life, I want you to go to glossgenius.com and use the code EIB to get 50% off your first 2 months of the gold or platinum plan. Gloss Genius, more growth, less busy work. Anyways, there's the other part. Let's talk about this. Okay. Communication also matters. Some estheticians, I'm sure all of you listening to this, are incredible providers. They really are. I'm sure you are. But they struggle with how to explain what they do, who they help, why it matters. These 3 simple questions are something that if you do not understand how to explain, you're going to be like, right? If someone asks you, what do you specialize in? Can you truly answer that? Or or do you say something like, oh, I do a little bit of everything? What does that mean? What does that mean? Literally, okay, guys, no joke. I had somebody reach out to me and they wanted to partner with the group, Esthetician of Business. And I want you guys to know I'm very serious about who partners with the group. Like, you have to be awesome. Okay. So if you're in my partnership, hi, love you. Anyways, somebody reached out to me and they're like, oh, this is my website, blah, blah, blah. And after reading everything that they offered, I had no idea what they offered. So I'm like, girl, what do you offer? What is it? Right? And the thing is, people want clarity. They truly want clarity. They want to know what the heck you're doing. They don't want to be confused. So understanding how to answer those questions. Next part. Okay. Business skills matter. Nobody likes hearing this one. I know I've said it about 18 times, but understanding certain aspects of business, right? They're 2 different skill sets. Aesthetics and business are 2 completely different skill sets. You need to understand pricing, policies, how to perform a consultation. That is 100% part of business as well as aesthetics. But you need to also know how to rebook, and that's through communication, how to sell retail, how to do client retention, how to all these things. And these are business skills that 100% can be learned. And the thing is, when we think about all this stuff, they're like, well, how do I learn that? There's a few different options when it comes down to learning business skills. Like I said before, you can go to school, you can join Estheticians of Business, the membership group or the the wait list. You can read some books. I'm constantly reading books. Like if you walk on a treadmill, read a book. Take 10 minutes before you go to sleep and read a book. Literally do it. It'll change your life. But anyways, there are so many different things that go along with it. Learn how to be a business owner. Knowing how to provide a facial is not enough. Next would be marketing matters, team. Marketing is not manipulation. Marketing is simply helping people answer what you help or who you help, what you do, and why they should care. That's it. Marketing is truly education on what you do, truly on visibility. Marketing is trust. If people don't know you, they can't choose you. So they have to know. And you have to remember that the real goal isn't to become the best esthetician in the world. The goal is to become the great esthetician that people actually know exist. You could know every single ingredient that exists, and you could know every single treatment that your skincare has to offer. And you could understand every single bit of a microneedling machine and how to wax with soft and hard wax and how to sugar all at the same time while you're providing a facial and giving them Brazilian all at the same time. You could know all these things. But if you don't know how to run a business, your solo aesthetics business is not going to do well. There are some people that are like, I know no business, but they thrive. Yes, they might not know, quote unquote, like business terms, but somewhere in their life, they have been taught these skills. And if you don't know these skills, that's okay, but we need to learn them. That's what's really important. So a big takeaway of this is I want you to know that being great at aesthetics is so, so, so important. And I want you to absolutely continue to learn that. You should absolutely be improving your skills 100%. There's no reason why you shouldn't, but don't spend years becoming amazing at aesthetics while completely ignoring the business side. When I hear people say that I've been in business for 3 years and my business hasn't grown at all, that's not an aesthetics situation issue. That's not an education issue in that. You're not honing in the skills that you need to learn to become a good business owner. People want tips and tricks all day long. They want what do I do to get clients? That's the whole rage bait thing, right? I feel like this is how you get clients. I've used it before. I literally have a thing, how to get clients 101. And you know what I teach? Literally the foundation of how to get clients. But people want this quick and easy movement when it comes to their business. It's just not a thing. So if you don't know how to be a business owner, I'm here to welcome you into my home, truly. Estheticians in Business is truly the place for you. And I've literally spent years learning aesthetics. I've spent years learning business. And while, yes, knowing how to properly apply a chemical peel was very helpful, it didn't teach me business. It didn't teach me how to communicate. It didn't teach me how to tell somebody. So it might just behoove you to learn some marketing. But if any of this resonated with you, truly, if you're like, I'm struggling to get clients and I don't know what I'm doing wrong, there's a few options. 100% if you're not in the Facebook group, join it. It's a free group. It's a place that people show up and support you in business. Loads of education in there. I go live every Friday to train you. So much education. It's completely free. And then also get on the Estheticians in Business membership waitlist. This is a place that is truly going to help support you. And I'm super excited. We're going to do a soft launch beginning of July. And this is where I'm just going to be opening the doors to estheticians that are interested in understanding business, who want to know how to do that, who want to know how to run a 6-figure business, even if they're not making that much money right now. If they're interested in having full books, whatever that looks like to them, and really just doing that with confidence without burning out, knowing how to get clients to rebook. There's so many tips and tricks I can choose to share with you, but it's truly the art of getting people to rebook. Is the energy, and that it can be taught. Okay, you can learn those things. So anyways, if you're feeling discouraged with your business and you're still hanging out on this episode, go ahead and hop on that wait list. You're immediately going to get support. But anyways, I hope this was helpful. And it was a little sassy, but I feel like all my episodes are kind of sassy nowadays. I got lots to say. So anyways, love you guys. Join the wait list. Talk to you soon. Bye.